Oh, hi there. Welcome to the 2024 Orange Spectacular in Hutchinson, Minnesota. This year's featuring the Allis Chalmers 190. I thought they'd be bigger. That's more like it. The 190 XT was in production from 1964 to 1973. Now on with the show. One interesting thing about this 190 XT, if you haven't noticed it already, is it has it's an LP for one, and it's also got a snap coupler instead of the 3-point.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw a 190 with a snap coupler plow?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. As promised, got Jordan's brochure here in front of a 8070. According to this, the 8070 delivers 170 PTO horsepower and gobbles up acres while it sips on fuel.
Well, you sold me, I'll buy one. Where do we go to buy one?
Your Allis Chalmers dealer, supporting a quality product with service you can trust.
So is this an actual customer tractor?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, he's here. Been hanging out and enjoying this. So we put his D14 together and his G, and now this one. So he kind of likes the idea of us putting tractors together.
Well, everybody watches them.
Yeah. Well, and then he gets to participate too.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah.
So I remember the D14 was last year, wasn't it?
No, last year was a 220. So I think the 14 was maybe the year before, and the G was. They all kind of run together.
Yep.
This one would be very difficult to make work on. This one is.
Randy's going to give a shocking demonstration.
Yeah, good.
So, Normally,
We're going to have a shocking demonstration. How many numbers? About 6 or 7?
yep, usually 7, and a different method would use 8. If you do 2 bundles for capping.
How many you got?
We got about 10. Well, yeah, well,
Okay.
well, we can take it apart and do it a second time.
Show us what you're going to do. He's going to give
This
us
fork
a
key
shocking
here.
demonstration.
You want to cut the string, Gary?
No,
Not yet. Not yet. We're going to do a shocky now. Oh, sorry.
When I was a kid, there was a lot of instructions given to put somebody out there that doesn't know much about shocking. I can remember the old guys had to always give them a pep talk. But I was only 6.5 years old when we got our first all-top harvester. I never had the shock.
I never did either.
This is
So there's 6. And then what they do is take, if the wind was prevailing from that way, you turn this fatter end towards the wind and you would put this on top. That would help shed the water off of everything that's up drying. So
okay, Randy, this is 2, 2, and 2, and then 1 on top.
it was like 2 of them leaning against each other, 2 coming in from this side, 2 coming in from this side, and then we put
And
a
1
cap.
on the top. This is Randy Ringel from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he's got this 95 Jeep manure spreader out here somewhere. I seen him drive out.
Right
So.
there.
Okay. Anyway,
Now, Gary, explain to him this has nothing to do with the combine. That's
this is only for thread. The only reason we're doing it here is because we're going to cut them and run through here, but it's just more convenient because
It would
they're
be
already
to
here.
dry. It is a way to dry if you weren't totally.
A lot of times the grain binder works better when they're a little green. They they don't knock the heads out. So we purposely would cut slightly green and let it set for a month or so, and then the thrashing people would come and then they'd get loaded on a wagon, and then we thrash, and that was a big event. So I've never done it. I thought it was kind of neat. Totally useless. You can't use this anywhere else, but we're showing you some history.
We'll see if I can do it. By the way, these are really good bundles. Our binder did a great job this year getting these things together. So thanks, Gary. Yeah. So
That's
we
2.
start the same again, 2 together. Another guy, he would put 1 more each way that way, and he would do another one this way. Now what do we have? 2, 4, 6. So then what this guy did is he'd take 1 and lay it on top like this. The other one, and I don't know if I'll do this, but what he would do, he would take the wheat, I'll just do it, he would break, kind of bend it. This is too bunched up, but he would bend it so it would like crack, lay the other one over with a bend in it. Why really, I don't know. Maybe it was yeah, so he would crack it and that's what he did. So this didn't do that very well, but this would be an 8 bundle then. So, yeah, 8 bundles. So that's called a shock. So okay, you can leave it set.
So here's what Nolan brought for his lawn and garden stuff.
Yep.
So what do we got?
My B10 with the plow on it that I just bought.
To try plowing it all?
Yeah, it didn't go very good. I got it in the ground a few times, but it was too wet and too hard.
Yeah, this is a bad year for plowing.
Yeah.
Well, what else we got?
My B208, like the first one I bought.
So what awesome person sold you that?
Jimbo.
Yep.
Then my other B10. And my B210
Yep.
with the sickle mower.
You ever used the sickle mower yet?
No. We got the belt put on it.
Yep.
And then so this.
Thanks. Last but not least,
My B207 has got a 15.5 horse in it. Single cylinder and some bigger tires. Different seat.
you're getting quite the collection of the lawn and garden stuff.
Yep.
Pielgard, world famous Allis Chalmers dealer from Ruthven, Minnesota.
Ruthven. Yep.
Since they're featuring the 190 this year, we figured we'd talk to a guy that actually sold them when they were brand new.
And I sold a pile of them. We used to get them in by the carload. There were 4 to a flat car on the railroad, and I think he had a picture of them. And we sold a lot of 190 XTs because they could outperform any 4020 or 806 or 930 case. But we also sold a lot of 190 gases because they sold for not much over $4,000. And you could buy a lot of power, a nice tractor, brand new tractor for a little bit of money, a 3-point hitch, whatever.
And you were saying it was a really big deal when the 190 came out.
Oh yeah. And when they came, they had them covered up on a truck so people couldn't see them, and then they'd bring them to the dealership, and then we'd invite a bunch of people to come for the viewing, and we'd have them covered up behind the shop in a tarp, and then we'd run them in and we'd play this nice fancy music, 190 XT and all this stuff.
No other tractor does. Looks and feels and sounds like no other tractor because
the HC 190
is big and new, made for you.
They were very well received because they were, a lot more modern tractor than the D19 was.
I suppose as dealers, you guys were happy to get something new.
Well, it was getting time, to get some new models. The only problem we had with those XTs, they were overpowered, and they took the rear ends out. They started with a 2-pinion rear end, and they take out 3 of them a year. And the height of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. They replaced them with 2-pinion rear ends. Well, finally they came to it a 3-pinion rear end, and that was better. But you could still take them out because they were putting out 140 horse. They were only a 90 horse tractor, but those XTs with the turbos put out 140 right out of the factory. And so we went to 4-pinion rear ends. By that time it was getting hard to sell a tractor. They had a bad reputation. But we'd take those 190s to the pulling contests. They were the only tractors that had a turbocharger on them. And so we'd run them in the 14,500 class, put duals on them and weighed them all down. This was the biggest class there was. And we'd bring 3 of them. We'd take 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. And it wasn't too long, and John Deere's and IH started putting aftermarket turbos on and turned theirs up. And then they had advantage because they had a 400 cubic inch engine with a 300. And so then it got to be a contest again, but before that we won everything.
Why don't you give us a little brief history on your guys' dealership?
Well, my dad was on the Canole project in Second World War. He came back. Let me start over. My dad came from Denmark. He was a blacksmith, and he had a blacksmith shop in the back alley. And in 1944, right across the alley was the IH dealer, and the IH had Allis Chalmers and IH. IH said you can't have both. So he came across the alley, and him and my dad were friends, and he said to my dad, he said, why don't you take Allis Chalmers? I started these 60 combines. He said I really had good luck selling them. So my dad took them on. The first year he got 1 tractor was during the war, and so he's still basically a blacksmith. And then when the war ended, they started getting equipment available. And when the WDs came out, he sold a few WCs. And when the WDs came out, if he paid for a car, he could get a carload, which was 7 tractors. But you had to pay for them. Of course, he didn't have any money, but he wrote out a check because it'd take a little while to clear the check. Yep. And in a few days' time, he had 7 new tractors sold.
Oh, nice.
But it's because everybody, there's pent-up demand, wow. And they wanted to sell tractors. Now, my grandson, Elliot, I've got the first tractor my dad sold. It's a 1944 WC. I got it from the original owner, and that's going to be Elliot's, and maybe someday he'll restore it, and it'll still be in the family.
In the family.
Yeah.
And you were a dealer up until 1973.
75. 74 they came in. They said you got a year to get out of business, and that was the biggest favor Allis Chalmers ever did me, was put me out of business. Because the 80s came along and most of the dealers,
dodged the bullet there.
Yeah, most of the dealers went broke, and I went to farming and made lots of money.
They said he sold a lot of gleaners in the day too.
Yeah, and 1968, Minneapolis had 400 Allis Chalmers dealers, and we were in the top 2% in sales. We were selling 190 still. And the gleaner combines, I think I sold 15 new gleaners that fall. And that was more combines than all the rest of the dealers of every make in Pipestone County put together. That gleaner was a hot combine. And they had two advantages. One advantage was the quick change. You could change from corn to beans to grain real quick. The others took 2 days to change the heads on them. And the other thing, gleaner had that rock door. You'd get a stone, and back in those days the corn laid on the ground, so you'd run their snoots down on the ground, and you'd get a rock in, and it just hit that concave, and they had that stone door, and it'd pop it out, no damage. And the New Holland combines, you know, they all had $1,000 rock, because that's what it cost after you run that first rock in, $1,000 to fix them.
Wow.
What would you say? What was your favorite Allis Chalmers that you sold?
My favorite?
Yep.
You mean tractor?
Yep, tractor.
Yeah. You know, I suppose it goes back to the ones I had the most success with was WD-45s. Yeah. That really got Allis Chalmers going. They were a really far advanced tractor, and they were reasonable. You know, they were about a third less than a M or an A John Deere. I got one story I'm going to tell you about WD-45s. I was in high school, and my dad would always go out and demonstrate these 45s. It was a plow, but we didn't have a way to haul them, so I'd drive them. That was my job, drive them out there, and then we'd be plowing. So they were up by Russell, and my dad was demonstrating his 45, and the guy had an old WC with a tube bottom, and of course we were going around the field, both of them going like everything. My dad got in the liquor store in Russell, brought some customers out, along with a little beer and a few schnapps. Yeah. And they were sitting there watching the plow go around, and one of them says, you know, Carl, that WC's going pretty slow. Why don't you hook it behind that 45? So they flagged us down. They'd been having a few schnapps. They flagged us down. They got the WC right up behind the 45. Both of them got their plows in the ground. They got a log chain out of the pickup and chained around the back bottom of the mounted plow onto the front of the WC. And then the guy in WC, my dad thought they were going to start them together, you know. They shut it off. So they took off with a 45, but the front end came up and just kept coming up, so you couldn't get going. So my dad he was a pretty good sized man. He got up and he sat on the radiator on the front of the tractor, hold the front end down. So then we got going, and we were plowing. The front end was about 2 foot off the ground. But that 45 was pulling the 3 bottom mounted and the WC and the full type plow. The guy that was driving the 45, the front end kept coming up higher and higher and higher. Pretty soon it was about, you know, really high up. And the guy got panicked and he hit the hand clutch. Oh, yeah. Down come the front of that 45, bang. And about a second later, here come my dad, right in the middle of the hood. He pushed that hood down flat on the tappet cover. And I had to drive that new tractor home with the hood all dented in. But that was the best advertising there ever was. Everybody in the country heard about that story. So, wow. That's about the best I got.
Didn't you say you had, last time we talked, I think you talked about the, like taking the 190 out to demonstrate it and having it all weighted down. You were plowing against, like you sharpened the bottoms of the plow and so it would plow better than everybody else.
Oh yeah, we decided, my dad said you can take 45 or XT out and demonstrate it. And of course, we did a lot of demonstrating those days. So I took an XT and I put those big heavy inner weights on the wheels. Then I put a full set of outer weights on it and a full set of weights on the front, as many as you could get on. And I filled the rear tires with fluid and I put on extra heavy front tires on it and filled them full of fluid. So we had a lot of weight, and we tuned it up to about 140 horse. And then if we were going to plow alfalfa, there was a trick to it. You had to cut the roots or pull them out. So we take the plow lays off and get them real sharp and put them back on, and then cut the roots. It really made a difference, man. You could just slip right through that alfalfa. Then we had the weight and the power. And then I've told the story about the 1030 case.
Yeah, that one where
you don't need that again, right?
Yeah, you talked about that before.
Yeah. Anyway, we went out against 4020s were a piece of cake, 806s were a piece of cake. We went out against G1000s and 1030 cases, and we could, with that tractor like that, we could beat anything, you know. So we sold a lot of 190s. But then when all the rear ends started going out, we were kind of sorry we had.
Well, thanks again, Russ. It's always fun listening to your stories selling farm equipment.
Yeah, well, some of it's true, you know.
Thanks again.
Yep, thanks, Russ.
You bet.
What are you guys up to?
We're adding wheel weights for pulling.
Nice. Think you'll do pretty good tonight?
I hope so.
So you think putting on those extra weights helped?
Yeah, I think so. I only pulled about 113 feet, but I think I got for 3rd place.
Nice. See, I should have made that bet with you, you know, if somebody'd recognize you or not, because you got recognized quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So are you surprised?
I was. We seen two of the boys from Trinity Dairy, so.
Yeah, I think you guys are like best friends now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't watch them or you're not subscribed, you should go subscribe to them.
Yeah.
Because they're really cool.
Mm-hmm. See, I could have took that money. I could have bet on you, you know, and bought more junk from the swap meet.
Yeah.
More boxes. Well, what did you buy?
We bought this day conditioner from our great friend Matt Scott.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gonna use it?
Yeah, we're hoping to once we cut hay next crop.
What do you think you pull it with?
Hopefully my WD.
Nice. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's in pretty good condition.
Yep. Yeah, you don't see many of them.
No.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to do our raffle drawing. My name is Norman Graham, and I'm not related to Daryl, Brad, all the rest of them. I'm a separate, different Graham family. Originated from my dad from Stewart, and I currently live in Windsor. Anyhow, I am the new president of the Upper Midwest AC Club. I took over in April. We appreciate all the help and volunteers that were here all week. And I know I got a few of my board members here that I would like to introduce them. So I don't know, I got Cody Hager. He's been the field demonstration. Brad's our treasurer. Lori Miller is the secretary. Daryl Graham's out, I guess, picking up his son who broke down with a vehicle. Still going to be on the board until fall. Pete Grass is one of our newer members. Been running around moving equipment. And Brad Becker was the one that was in charge of the people movers. And I'm not sure where he's at right now. But that's my... Oh, and Tim Volker. Tim, yeah, is in charge of the toy vendors in there. And another... Rich Martin is the one that always arranges our toy show, or show toy, so hats off to him too. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at him about 4 times. So, and Scott Overgard, he's my vice president. So I appreciate everybody and all the help. I've learned a lot in the last 3 months, believe me, especially the last week. Anyhow, I need a young boy to come up, and we're going to draw for the pedal tractor first. We're going to put that entry in an envelope.
Once you get out there, take the cover off here.
Turn your eyes, close your eyes, so you can't see them.
Just one ticket. All right, and then you can put it in this envelope. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, that will be our winner for a toy track, a pedal tractor. Then I need where's the young lady that's just sitting here? Oh, she's hiding on me. She don't want to do it. Okay? You get the big job of drawing out the Raffle tractor ticket. So, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw for the tractor first, put that in an envelope, and then we'll draw for the 2 cash prizes.
Grab just one. Put it in the envelope. Perfect. Thank you.
Now, any other kids want to come up and draw? Okay, here's 2 right there.
You want to draw just one? So reach in there far. Perfect. Just draw one. Put it in the envelope. Wonderful. All right. So even a bigger reach. Perfect.
Way down.
Way down. Nice. Well done. All right.
All right, we have our 4 tickets drawn. So we're going to find out who's going to be our 4 lucky winners for this year's raffle.
All right. So we'll start with the pedal.
Pedal tractor first.
All right.
And this guy, I think, really needs it. Cody Hager wins the pedal tractor. Well, he probably gets to drive that 8070 you bought him, or haven't you bought one yet?
We got a lot of pedal tractors.
Now you got another one for the collection. All right, 3rd prize is $1,000. Kathy Goebbels from Hutchinson, Nebraska. That was one of my vendors. I think they've already left.
I'm second. Yeah, I'll take it back. Yeah. Oh, yeah, thank you. This is second.
Okay, the $1,500 is John Chad, I believe. From out of state, we just have a 316 phone number. Give him a call. Okay, and the D12 sitting over here, or $4,000 in cash, goes to a true Allis man, Mike Hooverman from Mountain Lake, Minnesota. I think he's the owner of the Midway Implement, isn't he? Yeah. Okay, that's our 4 prizes. Again, appreciate everybody coming out. We had 2.5 good days anyhow. I know a lot of my vendors and people are leaving because of the possibly stormy weather coming on later this afternoon. But again, appreciate everybody here, all the help I've had. Thank you very much. See you in 2025.
Well, we had another successful Orange Spectacular. We were this close to winning the raffle tractor. We'd like to thank all the fans who reached out to us and said hello. It was fun talking to everybody, hearing about your favorite videos and projects you got going on at your houses and stuff. But
you got your picture taken a couple times.
Yeah, people got their pictures with me, so you get this face gets to grace their walls. And then yeah, so thanks for watching, and my buddy Jim said I gotta drive this off into the sunset, so see y'all later.
Well, poor you gotta settle for driving off in a 220.
Yeah, it sure is poor me.
Yeah, I feel bad for you.
Yeah. See you later.
Yep.